What's up, guys? I'm going to be doing some reviews for the new books that I read this past week. I'm going to keep these kind of short, but I may do some spoilers, so I'll try and put the timestamps down below so you can skip around if you want to. But I'll give a rating out of 5, let you guys know what I thought, whether I think you should pick it up, and yeah, we'll do. I'll start with the one independent book that I read this week, and that is Abe Sapien Abe Sapien number 4, sorry. Really cool cover. Abe's, running from the BPRD, doing his own thing. Goes to this place with this monsters laying this giant eggs, and I guess in the context of the story, the world is sort of ending, and weird things are going on all over the place. He meets up with these people who are sort of worshipping, I guess, this giant egg. They're like waiting for it to hatch. And one of these people doesn't like him so much, and craziness ensues. And you're left with a little bit of a cliffhanger. But the artwork in this book is really cool. I've been liking it a lot. I think that it's pretty friendly to new readers. If you were to pick up these first 4 issues, you wouldn't be totally lost. But Abe Sapien's been cool. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Next, the only Marvel book that I read, Guardians of the Galaxy Tomorrow's Avengers, number 1, the one-shot. $4.99 price tag. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that, but I've been calling for character development in this book, in the Guardians of the Galaxy book, since issue 1. We don't really know anything about any of the characters, and I think that's what this is. We got the .1 issue with Star-Lord, and it gave a little origin story for him. These are less origin stories, more of what they were doing at the time that they met up with Star-Lord this most recent time. But I think it gives you a little better sense of who these characters are. Individual stories about Drax, Groot, Gamora, and Rocket Raccoon. The artwork in both the Gamora story and the Groot story were done by the same person, and they are phenomenal. If you're reading Guardians of the Galaxy, I think you really need to pick this up. It really will enrich your reading experience, I think. Expanding your knowledge base about who exactly these characters are. This is a 4.5 out of 5. Maybe higher if it had a more appropriate price tag. And the rest are all DC. First, we got Phantom Stranger number 10. This is only the 3rd issue of this book that I've read, but I've been liking it. This cover is awesome. Phantom Stranger he's searching through heaven. God's like giving him a tour. God's a dog, and he's like looking for his family because that asshole, what's his name? Philip Stark, took him to hell, and then they got released and went to heaven, and Phantom Stranger's looking for him. He finds him, and kind of a sad issue because his wife's like, this is our destiny, we can't go home with you, we have to stay here. And he has to go home, and he's sort of mourning their loss on the last pages of the issue. We also get an appearance from The Question, which doesn't surprise me because, this Trinity War stuff that's going to start going on. This is a really cool issue, and I think everybody should pick this up at issue 11 at least, because that's going to be the start of the Trinity War stuff. But Phantom Stranger's cool. I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 this week. The only number 1, I think. Yep, only number 1 is Trinity of Sin, Pandora. I've been looking forward to this book a lot. I think it met my expectations. It sort of serves as Pandora's origin issue. She goes into the woods and she touches this gold skull, and she releases the demons that are all associated with the 7 deadly sins, and they're like corrupting man, and she's condemned to walk the earth forever, and witness the destruction, I guess, that she's caused all the time. She's like training to be badass. She's like becoming a ninja and shooting bows and arrows and shit. And then sort of closer to present times, one of the council members, I guess, who sentenced her, comes to her and he's like, "Oh, we're sorry that we sentenced you to be alive forever and witness your wrongdoings." And she's like, "Gee, thanks. It's only been 2,000 years." But he says that she needs to go open Pandora's box. That's the secret to ending her curse. And coincidentally enough, I believe that Steve Trevor and Argus have Pandora's box. So she's going to have to go there. And he also told her that someone pure of heart needed to open the box. and she thinks that's Superman, but I think it's someone else. I'm not going to say who, but she's going to look for Superman. They're going to go, pound the shit out of the Justice League of America, which is good because they're the least cool Justice League. And yeah, I think Pandora was good. It met my expectations. Didn't exceed them, but met them. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Next, we've got Swamp Thing number 22. Swamp Thing learns the hard way, never trust Constantine. I think everybody knows that. Really, really cool issue. Swamp Thing stumbles on this. I guess he's drawn to this Scottish village because the green tells him to go there. But this guy named Cedar is growing this whiskey tree, and Swamp Thing's all like, whiskey doesn't grow on trees, and this shouldn't be happening. And he's like spying on the townsfolk, and they're all like getting shitty and having a good time. Constantine shows up, and he's talking to Swamp Thing and telling Swamp Thing that he needs to take people into consideration and not just always do what's best for the green, I guess. And then these people start beating the living hell out of each other. This guy's stomping this guy's head in. There's blood everywhere, and obviously it's the whiskey that's causing this. And then John Constantine says, I arrived here earlier before you, and I was able to talk to the townspeople. I was also able to have some of that whiskey. And he starts going a little wonky, as John Constantine might say, I guess. And he turns the townspeople on Swamp Thing, and he's left in sort of a precarious situation at the end. I thought this issue was really good. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. My only sort of gripe about it is that we get introduced to this character at the end of issue 21 who I thought was going to be pretty cool. I don't even remember her name. The girl who came to Swamp Thing. She's like, oh, you got to protect me because of the, I don't even remember what it was called. But she's sort of left out of this issue, and I was looking forward to learning more about her. But anyway, 4.5 out of 5. Everybody knows that I love me some Swamp Thing. And then finally, I think most people knew that I was going to pick this as my pick of the week because, every week that it's come out, it's been my pick of the week. But that is Green Arrow number 22, written by Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino, who is, definitely in the running for my favorite comic artist right now because he is just badass. But I'm liking this this poor man's Green Arrow story that's going on. It's sort of a riches to rags, I guess. Ollie is, doing his Green Arrow thing without all the money. Except he has some really, really sweet arrows that, blow shit up and, map this castle. I don't know how he has that stuff if he doesn't have any money, but I guess that's not the point. He goes to, I forget what the country's called. I read it a few times, so I to remember it, but apparently I didn't. But Count Vertigo's there. A new, cooler, reimagined New 52 version of Count Vertigo. And Ollie's looking for two of the 3 dragons. Komodo is one of them, I believe. He needs to find the other 2 so he can find Komodo and kick his ass again. But some really cool stuff goes on with Count Vertigo, and some cool stuff happens with the second dragon that he finds. I actually was saying holy shit to myself while reading this issue. That's how great it was. First time was when I saw this splash page. I'm just going to let you stare at that for a second. Hopefully you can see it. Hopefully I'm doing it justice. But this is just amazing. I think what appeals to me so much about Andrea Sorrentino a lot with his art is the color palette in the issue. I feel like it changes every issue. The colors that are sort of a focal point, and they change depending on what the issue calls for. I found that in this one it was a lot of greens and reds because of how Count Vertigo looks. But I think that adds a really cool aspect to the book, and also his panel layouts and stuff are amazing. But Green Arrow number 22 gets a 5 out of 5 because it is that badass. I think everybody should be reading this book. If you haven't, started reading it yet, I think it's good enough that, even if you're lost story-wise, just pick up this issue and just read it because it is that good. Definitely my pick of the week, and yeah, 5 out of 5. And that's that for my reviews and books. Hopefully I did okay. I think I might try to start doing this every week. We'll see how it goes, but thanks for watching. I posted a video, overview kind of my my Hellboy Library editions yesterday, so if you're interested in seeing that, go check that out. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know you're watching, and I'll catch you guys soon.